Today I'm going to work in my lace art journal again. I've been doing pages in here. These have been the most recent. This was my dragonfly and flower, emphasizing motif and repetition. These were panels, and then this was working on the filling stitch between the various motifs scattered across the page. In the back of the book, I put this page where I did the dragonfly and flower motif. What I want to do is work on the back of this page. This page was done with a Sharpie marker instead of a fine line paint applicator. So on the back of this page, I want to work in another way that you can draw lace, paint lace in your art journals, and that is with a stamp. Using the stamp as a motif and filling in between with an ink pen or a marker. I am going to use this Vision Elite Uniball ink pen, mostly because it's black ink and I like the fine point on it, and I think I can get a lot of detail. I'm going to use Ranger's archival ink, and the peacock stamp is from Inka Dinka. It's called Inka Dinka Clings. What my plan is with this stamp is to put 2 up here and 3 down here. I'll probably start with the 3 at the bottom and fit the 2 in. That's my plan. And then I'm going to use my ink pen to fill in the filling stitches. I may ink around the side either with my archival ink or my Sharpie marker. We'll see when I get there. So I'm going to go into fast forward and let's see what happens. Changed my mind about putting the peacocks up here. Instead, I'm going to put a floral. I'm going to put this floral stamp right here, and I believe I'm just going to reverse it there. Here and here, I believe. I have stamped my motifs. I decided to do these little triangular motifs across the page. I just thought that they filled in some of the empty spaces. As I said, this was a Inka Dinka stamp, this peacock stamp. I'm pretty sure I got this Tuesday morning. And this is an older set. I have no idea. I have long since discarded the packaging before I even started doing videos, so I have no idea who manufactured this set. Now, I'm not too worried about little smudges or smears on here because I'm going to be putting a lot of lines on here, and I'm going to do them in freehand. this is an art journal. I am just experimenting with different ways to draw and portray lace. So I am going to do the same thing with my Uniball Vision Elite pen that you see me do frequently with my fine line paint applicator, and I'm going to concentrate on the filling stitches. Now I could use a ruler and make this very precise, but I like the free motion of the lines across the page. I want this to be very, what I call, artsy. And keep in mind that lace is a fabric. Lace is string and threads, and they're very free and loose. And you would have to have lace pulled very taut and tight for all those strings and threads to be perfectly straight. So I like the natural look of it. So I'm just going to get started and do some filling stitches in here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'll know when I get started. Now you can see I've started adding my little filling stitches in here. And you can see that I've even used repetition. These elongated diamond-shaped rectangles. I'm not sure what to call them. They're six-sided rectangular shapes. And then I connected them with lines, and connected the lines with dots and lines, and added other little dot lines. But each one of these is a repetition, and I'm starting to put in dark spaces, darken these lines, these curvy lines in between. The more detail you give it, the more intricate and lacy that it's going to look. And yet I don't want to obscure my motifs, so I may go to a wider thread in here, bring this out just a little bit more into the center like this, and then let there be wider threads in here. But I wanted you to see that even in my filling stitches, I am using repetition, and my motifs are those elongated six-sided figures. going to call this finished. I am really happy with it. It accomplished exactly what I wanted. I could darken these little motifs in here a little bit more, but I think I'm going to just leave them as they are. I'm really happy with this. The whole purpose of this was to show you how you can use stamps as motifs and tie it together with filling stitches. And do that with some stamps, an ink pen, some ink, and a Sharpie marker. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next page.